Well, we are back today for our first game in charge as manager of a European giant. We're with Bayern Munich, and if you don't know the story as to why and what other options came up in the summer and the reason we're leaving Marseille, then please do click in the eye above for the last episode. We also met the squad and the players we'll be with today. We've got Mainz in the Bundesliga, which should be a winnable match. But the problems have very much come off the pitch. The director of football and all the staffing look perfect. At the moment, with three superstars down and not one offer has been made. Yes, hello and welcome along to a slightly frustrated part 81 of the head coach with me, Daniel. We are back today for the opening game of the Bundesliga season with Bayern Munich, having just set this club's record winning a save in the German Cup a week or so ago. But for now, we very much reflect on a couple of big absentees as we are now without three superstars that have left this summer, one before we joined the club, two since. We've also had another who's rejected a move away. It could have been an awful lot worse. So if you're looking forward to seeing how we get on today with no offers for replacements in yet, then please do put a thumbs up on the video. We have got a couple of new staff to meet, but it's not quite what I'm looking for. With loads of money to spend and no action, I'm a little bit concerned about the rest of the window. You'll see what I mean in a minute. For now though, before we go and do that, we've got to go and look at one thing, haven't we? Who have Marseille replaced us with? Well, Xabi Alonso is the man through the door there. Had been at Bologna and Napoli, spending a stint in Italy in this save. He has now gone over to France, and I think he'll be a bit of a success there based on his attributes. Just want to see what they've done this summer. Spent 14 million, sold 15's worth. Biggest fee was actually for a youngster. They bought in 5 players. We met the first of them. I'm just looking at the rest. They appear to be good, but not great players. But actually, it's just nice to see a bit of activity, something we've not had over here. But we've got over 2 weeks of the window to go. I shouldn't be getting over worried just yet. What does concern me though, if we start with the transfer centre, is that there is an awful lot on the outside and nothing on the ends. In the last few weeks, we have lost £125 million worth of talent. And to be honest, while the two we've sold, I'm actually fairly happy with the fees we've got for the standard of player. I'm just unhappy there's no replacements because particularly in the latest case, 4 days ago we lost Gonzalo Ramos. He has gone to Manchester United, massive money, massive wages. Yes, he's 31, so to get over 70 million is great. But for a model citizen elite striker, my question is, where's the replacement? What do I get instead? And at the moment, the answer is nothing, which is a big concern. The other one to go out is Arthur Vermeeren. He went to the other side of Manchester, the blue half, for 50 odd million quid. Again, a really solid footballer. Not so bad that he was indispensable to the club. And again, I think it's a very good fee for the standard of player. I just want to see replacements. When you add those two to Aymar, who went earlier in the summer, I feel like we've been left a little bit short. With those three out though, let's have a look at what state the squad is in. Because today, we've lost a striker. We've lost ourselves as holding midfielder. And we've lost ourselves an attacking midfielder. It leaves us with only Rodrigo Ribeiro and young Hervenhov up front. It leaves us with Held, who had wanted to leave the club, but weirdly rejected moves away. And Matthias de Ligt also had an offer accepted from Benfica. Again, maybe just trying to bring down the average age of the squad. But he's the one I wouldn't really want to lose because he's an elite professional and he's got a great personality for the mentoring group. So it is just about getting 2 or 3 in. Still no backup goalkeeper, which is a huge concern. Still no backups in certain other areas. And a few injuries and really bizarre bits of news behind the scenes. So for example, both Desiree Doué, and I'm trying to remember who the other one is. I think it was Marquinhos, but Doué was definitely one. Came to me before even our first friendly of pre-season and complained about his lack of game time. It transpired he wasn't playing a lot in the friendlies managed by the under-18s manager or the assistant, but for us he's been playing regularly, so I don't really understand it. To do that at the start of the season when you have no idea whether you're going to play or not just seems a little bit odd to me, so that's a bit of a concern. But at the moment, he's going to be a lot closer to the squad because there are no midfield replacements for the 2 stars that have gone. So that leaves the squad a little bit short, but where we are improving and increasing the team is behind the scenes. Still a few issues at the moment and a number of staff that had rejected us, and I think one that moved on as well. But the director of football is trying. You can see Jonas Nietfeld, for some reason, is wanted as a youth coach. He's not particularly good. But if we do have a look at the ones that are already done on the coaching front, you can see there's a little bit more quality. So we lost our set-piece coach, tried to replace him with Austin McPhee, currently at Villa in real life, I think at Liverpool in game. But that one that we lost, he's not world-class, so I've no problem with that. The ones that have come in, a third assistant manager who wasn't very good. In fact, he's the second team, my apologies. It's one of these that's the first team one yet. Xavier Zembrod, who's pretty good at his job, happy with him. Vitor Bruno, another one. Oh, we've got 4 now. 4 assistant managers at the club. Couple of fitness coaches in. B team. Goalkeeping coach for the B team, but he was actually pretty good. A chief scout for the B team who is terrible. A head physio for the B team who is solid. So yeah, a lot of work on the B team and loads of assistant managers, but not much else to really shout about. So it's been a bizarre summer so far. Let's leave it at that. It's certainly not one that's left me feeling truly excited to be here or really looking forward to the season, because at the moment, all I've really done is lost a world-class striker and a lot of depth in midfield. However, going into a super club, to have that managerial support at average already, to have a good club atmosphere and cohesion is all good. You can see there, Desiree Doué wanting more playing time to get in a national setup. Literally hadn't even played a competitive game. Held is finding it difficult to settle. I sent him away for 4 or 5 weeks. I said, do you want a little short break? He said, great. He went. He's still not happy when he got back. And then he had teammates complaining, saying that I hadn't done enough to help him when I literally let him go and take a month home. Deo Upamecano rightly is unhappy about the sale of Ramos. I have promised a replacement, and I'm hoping the director of football will deliver that for me. We'll wait and see if he does. I'm sure he will. Surely we can't not sign a striker, given the position we're in for now. But let's go and have a look at the preseason preview and see where we're predicted to be. Because the reason we're here is because Bayern missed out to Bayer Leverkusen last year. But they are 4th favourites this time, with Leverkusen down behind Leipzig and Dortmund, and us still odds-on favourite despite losing some. We got 3 of the back 4 in the media best 11, the goalkeeper, both wingers and a centre mid. You can see we've now no longer got a striker. And Bayer Leverkusen, we've got a world-class one, which might be the problem for us. And he's a Saudi one as well. Maybe they're finally producing top youth players here. The season has started for most, and of those big boys, Dortmund were held, Leverkusen were held, Leipzig won. Just checking they didn't play each other. They did, so that's not a bad result on paper. Let's go and get through to our game now, where we have got a chance to really make things happen. Bayern had been a dominant force for 20 years before it, but what can we make happen now? Mainz at home should be winnable, shouldn't it? Nuama has got to be closed down, a player we've looked at before in this game. Anyone else still there that we recognise? Not many. Barrero perhaps is one, but that's about it. So let's get through to the 11 for today. It's basically back to first choice. I didn't mention, actually, did I? We went to rotation in the cup. We won 12-0 last week against lowly opposition. A hat-trick for Hervenhov, who started up front. A hat-trick for Helson, who started on the left. Banner got 2. Doué got 2. Mane at right back got 1. And then he was replaced by Fernandez, who got 1 too. It was just a wonderful performance. And great for the home crowds to have those teams in. But for now, we've got to get back to the tried and trusted. I think this is our strongest 11. I'm looking at it and trying to work out if there's anything else I can do. I don't think there is. We've got 2 deep line playmakers in a proper 4-2-3-1. So the only difference here really between us and Marseille last season is that we're playing a bit more positively, but we're playing with 2 sitting midfielders. It allows the fullbacks to push on a bit more and be genuine wing-backs. We've got world-class defenders behind, particularly young Korsavic. But then we've got 2 deep line playmakers who shouldn't push on too much, with 4 up front who can just be absolutely phenomenal. So we'll wait and see what's best to do here. Might even change these duties as we go along. Perhaps you can go for an inverted winger on support for Pino, because I don't just want to have everyone on all-out attack. We've got a positive mentality, we've got a high press, a high defensive line, we're countering at speed, we're playing out from the back. Will it work? Well, let's go and find out with our first 11 for today. Trubin is in goal, is best as a sweeper keeper on defend. We're playing him on an attacking one for now, and we'll see if that pans out. He's good kicking, he's great positionally, and he's good rushing out as well. So it feels like it can work. We'll drop him to support if it doesn't. Fernandez and Davis, the fullbacks, with Korsavage and Delict as centre-half. Sabaya and Lewis Kelly, the two midfielders. Of course, the Englishman of the team. And on the right, Pino. On the left, Dylan Sanchez. Verts as the number 10. And then up front is now Rodrigo Ribeiro, who I wouldn't say is world-class, but at the moment is the best we've got left up front. Him and Hervenhov, the only two options. He is a little bit younger and a little bit less quality for now. He did do really well in that cup tie. He's got the scoring touch, so if we need him, I'm sure he can produce. It's the one benefit of having that German cup tie the week before the season. You do get players into form, so the likes of, particularly Hervenhov, Douay, Vanna, all played really well. Just thinking for this game, is there a way we get a goalkeeper on the bench? Because I don't know if I'm ready to take that risk. On the youth side, we've got, how many star are you? 1.5 star ability there. I feel like it might be the way to go. We'll put him on for Held, who's not been happy anyway. Does that leave us with no backup fullbacks? Mane can play right back. We have got 2 centre-halves there, haven't we? So maybe with a Pamecano not quite fit. Oh, it does say 75 minutes. Ramadani's a youngster I'd like to have in there. No, I'm going to go with my original decision. That's the team and squad we're going with today. It's not perfectly balanced yet, and we need a replacement striker. I'm confident at home to Mainz, on the front foot and pressing high, we'll be able to get a good win. Let's go and see if we do, and hopefully start our time here in style. Well, it's plenty of changes for our visitors from the last game in pre-season for them. Wilson Odobert, one who drops to the bench. Burnley fans will know him in the Premier League. Nuama is a player who went, I think, in a South End save to Luton Town. A player that we kept an eye on there. Barreiro still the skipper. But let's get to the first half. We've got to make sure we produce here. Go and show why you're favourites. No reaction from the dressing room. No real sign of any sort of great affinity from the players yet. I'm guessing we're going to have to earn that. And over time, hopefully we will. We've got the lovely Bundesliga graphics, and we've got an early throw on the left with Davis to Sanchez. His replacement, Helson, was brilliant in the cup game. I'm hoping the space will be just as friendly for him here. That one he runs out, though, after Fernandez hits the bar. And after a minute and a half, we've had a great chance already, as Fernandez has a throw on the right to Jeremy Pino. Now Fernandez to Pino again, across the box. 3 there, just couldn't find the right ball. And Normov is the man who deals with it. Safe hands from him there. But these 3 minutes, if they're a sign of things to come, it's going to be a long old day for Mainz. They're playing out from the back, which is brave, it's bold. A lot of Bundesliga teams do it, and they often get caught. Why? It's normally a high-scoring league. Are we going to do the same? Because Sanchez has just nicked it back on halfway, and he's got acres of space to run into. Beats his man, has a chance to cross from the byline. Good ball in. Versus there. Deflects onto the bar. Second time we've hit the woodwork in 3.5 minutes. And probably the third very good chance we've had. Jeremy Pino with the corner again. Up to the back post. De Ligt is there. And we don't quite deal with it. Away as far as Mahir Aiden. And it looks like they're surviving it. Pushka brings the ball away. And how have we not had a shot on target yet? They're all hitting the woodwork. As Pushka throws in, Fernandez down. Lewis Kelly finds De Ligt. Plays it across to Korsavage, who's over halfway. Everyone camped in their half as Sanchez on the left-hand side. Good turn of pace. Good ball in. Ribeiro scores, but is it onside? My instinct was off. I won't lie to you. It would be a big moment for him with Ramos leaving. If he could get on the score sheet early. The goal's awarded. 7 minutes gone. It's no less than we deserve. We finally get one on target. We finally get the goal. Ribeiro among the scorers. When we get to those top teams and to competitions like the Champions League, we're going to need a better striker. As Davis picks the ball up on the right. Good ball in with a free kick. Sanchez can't get there. De Ligt does though. Heads it back in. Sanchez heads over. Wasting a fair few chances here. I've got to say that. Has been a good performance, but as the expected goals tells you, It is well above 1. We should have had more for the chances we've created. We've hit the woodwork a couple of times, but it is just slowing down a bit now. Half an hour gone at 1-0, and not vintage stuff since the opener. I don't know what I was expecting, and I know the teams are a bit more competitive in this league. We're not going to get what we had on the opening day with Marseille. But at half-time, I can't say I'm thrilled with the performance. But I'm happy to be ahead. I'm happy to be in control. But at 1-0, you never know, and I don't want any early slip-ups. So we'll give it 15 minutes or so, and then we'll maybe look to the bench and people who were in form last week and can maybe help out. Because we're not having many shots on target. Yes, the expected goal suggests we should have a second now. We're 25 to go. It's a couple of poor performers. So we're going to go for Marquinhos on for Pino. He will be a winger on attack as well. We'll just go for it. We're going to take Wirtz off for Desiree Doué. Sabaya's not had the best game in the world, so Paul Vanna can come on for him. He prefers a support duty. Does it make any difference to Skelly? It doesn't. So we'll switch them two round. I'm going to take Alphonso Davies off at left back for Mane, switch Fernandes over. Then the final one, I'm going to leave for now just in case. We've got 25 to go. Not vintage stuff, not quite as imposing as I'd hoped we'd be. We know it's going to take a couple of months, and we know we are missing that world-class striker. But overall, it's been a good performance. With 15 to go, just going to give Sanchez a rest for Helson. Want to get him a few minutes in the Bundesliga. Scored a hat-trick in the cup game. He's just as good, the youngster. I want to make sure he gets on in most appearances. But 2.5 expected goals, 1 goal scored. Not quite what we were hoping for. The way we were set up, I wasn't thinking this was going to be a 1-0 win. But that's the way it is. 1-0 victory for Bayern Munich. It's 3 points. It's all that matters. But after a really positive start, and probably should have scored 3 in the first 5 minutes, we really didn't kick on from that point. 3 points, though, is the perfect start. We've got a week till our next fixture now. What I want to know is if our director of football shows any intent of signing someone. So we're going to get ahead to the start of the next game just to see if there's any offers during the week. Well, no offers for any players in yet, but we have got another one potentially leaving because on Monday afternoon we have an offer for Deo Upamecano, 33-year-old with 1 year left on his deal. Still very good, but not a starter for us. So if we can get 300 grand a week off the wage bill and 9 million quid for him, I'm not sure that's the worst deal in the world. But again, my problem with all 4 of these sales, if this one goes through, is where are the replacements? Because it's fine regenerating your squad, letting some of the backups or some of the older boys go. But you've got to have people waiting in the wings. We've got 180 million left on the transfer budget now, 700 grand on the wage bill. What are you doing, director of football? You're supposed to be world class and you're offering me nothing. I'm going to get through to the weekend, and if there's still no sign of players in, I'm going to get a little bit frustrated, if not in panic station mode just yet. Well, this is now becoming a real concern for size of the squad because Alphonso Davies has picked up a knock which will see him out of this weekend's game. And now we've had 2 loan offers accepted for Paul Vanna, who is not a great player. I'll be happy to let go again. But he's about the only backup holding midfielder now. We're actually running out of players a bit. I'm a bit concerned here. It seems really implausible that there would be a mass exodus after the season has started, where the director of football just accepts offer after offer and doesn't seem to twig that he needs a replacement. Literally not an offer since we've joined the club. And I'm looking at this squad. If those 2 go, we're talking about what? A 19-man squad? No, that's including the under-18s goalkeeper. We've got 18 players left then. It doesn't make sense to me. And just to confirm, in case you think I'm doing something stupid, initiating and negotiating signings is all down to Christoph Freund. He's really good at his job. I don't get it. I'm very, very confused. Let's just get ahead to Saturday and hope there's an offer. If not, tell you what, deadline day is going to be a cracker, isn't it? Because he's going to have to do something. I am now speechless and I am now anxious because our goalkeeper, our only senior goalkeeper, has just picked up a 3-month injury. You've got to be kidding me. Now, I'm going to just say this. If we don't see an offer pretty sharpish for a goalkeeper, then something's gone very awry here, because it is quite clear that you have now got no senior goalkeepers, which may be very costly this season. Amadou Sani is 1.5-star ability. He's 3rd or 4th tier level in Germany. I'm just looking at the youth team to see if there's anything better. I mean, what is there in both of them? Sani's there. There's not. So we are now down to a 1.5-star goalkeeper who I don't think has ever played for the club, no. I just get so frustrated at FM in moments like this because it doesn't make sense. How can you talk about all the changes you've made to the transfer system to make the AI more intelligent, to get more realistic transfers, and then one of the biggest clubs in the world are going to leave themselves with no goalkeeper and 17 players as they just allow an exodus while not spending a basically £200 million budget? Please do something about it. There's 2 days to the Gladbach game, and as we mentioned before, it's a pretty horrid run of fixtures we've got coming up. Dortmund, Leipzig, Frankfurt, all in the first 6. This has the potential for being a disaster. The Champions League starts after that as well. I don't know what's going on. Let's get ahead to Saturday and just pray that there's an offer for someone, just so I know that it's physically possible. This is bad. This is really, really bad. I've been complaining all episode, and now I can't really blame the squad for doing so. Several players feel the squad is lacking depth. You and me both, Matthias. What are they not happy with? We lack sufficient depth in the goalkeeping department. I mean, what do I say? What I would love to say is you can clearly see that the director of football is in charge of transfers here, and he's not signing anyone. I'm just going to say we're going to delve into the market. He's got to sign one. He cannot leave me without a senior goalkeeper at Bayern Munich for half a year. How have we got an incredible recruitment team, a brilliant director of football, a brilliant technical director, and we're getting the worst transfer window performance you will ever see? I don't get it. No elite club would do this. 1 day to kick off, still no offers. I mean, that Sani is going to have to play in goal tomorrow, and hopefully there's a bit of protection behind him because it does not look good from where I'm sitting. There's literally nothing as we get to kick-off time. There's no sign of an Alphonso Davies injury, which might be a positive, but no, he doesn't look that fit. We've got no senior goalkeeper. How have we been left here with Bayern Munich? I'm going to have to promote Sani. There's 2 greyed out players just to fill the squad. Oh, that's embarrassing. I don't get it. Can someone in the comments please do this for me? Because I don't understand how you can put all of your key features of a game as we are making the transfer windows better. This is the reason I did the head coach this year, because everything was about improving the way the AI behaved in the market. This isn't an improvement. This is no senior goalkeepers at an elite club with elite staff who are magnificently rated. And they are leaving me with the bare bones. I mean, take out the goalkeeper situation. Once Upamecano and Wanago, we've got 16 senior pros fit, 17 on the books. I think we're in big trouble. Deadline day's got to be big, but by then, we might have dropped 6 points. We've got Gladbach and Wolfsburg coming up, and then we're going to return next time out for Borussia Dortmund away after a very desperate deadline day. Of course, we're unfortunate that Trubin is the man to get injured, but that's the FM way in 24, isn't it? And it's all the more reason that a club shouldn't be left with 1 goalkeeper. What I really don't get about this is that all the other clubs we've been at in this whole save, all they've done is sign keepers. We've had 3 and then they've still gone and got 1. They've wanted 4 at most clubs at any decent level. And here we've got nothing. I'm so confused. I'm so perplexed. I'm bewildered more than angry here. I just don't understand it. The 2 clean sheets we've picked up so far, I'm pretty sure are not going to be added to. There's a lot of pressure on a half-fit defence because we've not got a goalkeeper of any standard behind them. If you did enjoy this one, know my continued bewilderment of what's happening off the pitch and a pretty unconvincing 1-0 win on it. And please do put a thumbs up on the video. If you want to stay up to date and see what deadline day brings, because my God, it's either going to be incredibly impressive or a meltdown for me on the final day of the window. And do subscribe and turn that notification bell on to see it in a couple of days' time. Between now and then, we're back with Southend United tomorrow, coming towards the end of a season in that one. But for now, there's links in the eye above to the Twitch channel, the football podcast, our guides, and some of the other stuff too. But I'm left bewildered with 10 days of the window to go. I might be well and truly throwing my toys out the pram when we return next time around. I'll see you there to find out if I am.